Yeah. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had a bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
How rap turned bad, I never know. I remember Ozone and Turbo and Curtis Blow solo singing. These are the breaks. The first time I heard a Too Short tape. Controversy on where it started and what state. In '88, I watched it elevate. It got so large that corporate America made it circulate. Now thanks to that, it's money in gangsta rap. Try to eliminate vinyl, man, these motherfuckers done snap. I feel like that was direct blow, aimed toward the ghetto. They don't fucking rock and roll, it's like taking guitars out of heavy metal. And I ain't gonna settle for that, so I keep my shit waxed. For my hip hop heads and my turntable and crate cats. Down to keep it underground, without the railroad. 100 million copies made, that's 100 million copies sold. So fuck platinum and gold, I'm on some next level, yo. Make the scientists add an element to the periodical. I'm Christopher Columbus, I'm unchartable. Until I hit land, the dirtiest nigga around. Esau, shit black sand. And I ain't a liar, I do it for the money and the fans and the power that I feel. When the mic's in my hands, it be like
who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Yo, push the envelope, raise prices up and down like ski slopes. Ghetto wishes and lost hopes. Move past the slowpoke, selling chopped up soap. I parlay amongst my people, I parlay amongst my folks. Spitting hip hop quotes. This rap life, this street life ain't no motherfucking joke. I'm daily dreaming about 30,000 dedicated fans. Real life one-man bands, DJ speaking with his hands. But on the other hand, we splurge grands. Rolling in a full-size Chevy Conversion van. Thinking up power moves, schemes and scams. And how can we make these G's expand? My next plan, credit card scheme and scan. Triple beams and grams. Before this thing called hip-hop, I take a firm stand.
Make a statement. I'm trying to be your man with boys is trying to be complacent. My motivation is to inspire innovation. Without hesitation, we pioneers in this situation. Real MCs are chosen to create messages spoken. Hip-hop's a way of life that can't be taken from a joking. Now through it all, I stand and pledge my devotion. Let my words soothe the world like tough skin and lotion. Lessons of life are vitamins again and again. Stress up my shoulders through the weed and the pen. I hold my head up, walking through doors of the setup. Cause niggas wait for niggas to fall, that's how they place their bet up. I'm not afraid, since hip-hop needs an upgrade. It's time to be the grand marshal of the ticker tape parade. I try to say what most won't, and do what most don't. Stop thinking that I can't, and stop saying that I ain't. I dare to be different, yo, that's part of being gifted. They charge Moon Lodge, make sure my people is uplifted. I push for the realness, till God decide to end it. The mid mess my domain, so I ride out independent. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? And take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Today, we champion the black men who've taken the reins of their lives, leading the way in family, finance, and purpose. Their own unique F.F.P. We're here to uplift and to highlight the black men whose personal brands shine, illuminating the best within our community. The essence of our community lies in the power of dependability, of being useful, and consistently exuding confidence, intelligence, and assertiveness. That's the man we're here to celebrate. A man who truly embodies a meaningful, accountable nature. A true man. But our praise doesn't stop there. We raise our hats to the black women whose public and private actions beautifully mirror the strength and grace of our black men. Together, They weave the vibrant fabric of our community. Now let's celebrate the mantra that binds us. Dare to be bold, not silent. That's our rallying cry here at the Real Bravado Network. We're all about character, personal growth, and fostering a culture of accountability, all framed by this bold mantra. Our name, Real Bravado, represents our spirit, the essence of being truly bold. And that's our mission for every live stream, every conversation we have. So, let's dive into this journey together. And remember, we're here to be real, to be bold. Let's start this conversation, folks. Welcome, everyone, to our exciting live stream here on RBN, your trusted Real Bravado Network. This is your moment, your space. This is Have the Conversation. And every black man, start your day with 3 words. I'm a king.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never kneel. Plotting for my fall, you getting hands for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get close, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause
Finally. Oh my God, finally. I am so sorry about the delay. You know how it is when life jumps up at you at the wrong time, and mine jumped up at the wrong time. Oh my God. Well, we are back. We are back. We are back. Oh, this is your afternoon coffee break. Welcome. We are your favorite RBN, your Real Bravado Network, and we address Black people issues over here, especially those issues that keep us from being together. My name is TJ, and I am your facilitator for this journey today. And before we get started, please acknowledge the Real Bravado Network, acknowledge the supporters, acknowledge those that are in the chat, acknowledge those that provide. Look, the amount of people that are sending me comments after the streams and with the clips, I wish they come up here and talk to me, boy, because they be getting at me, boy, in them comments. But that's okay. So I guess welcome to our afternoon coffee break, y'all. Well, for everybody that returned back to work, this is your afternoon coffee break, and that is what we are here for the duration of a coffee break. Before we get started,
let me talk to you.
All right, y'all. Let me talk to you. Normally, I have like an opening monologue or a setup, but I'm going to play you guys a clip. The clip I'm playing has not yet, it's scheduled to be released on my YouTube channel on Friday, but I'm going to play it for you today as a setup for today's thing. Now, for those of you who follow me on TikTok, it's actually already up on TikTok, but I'm going to play it real quick and then we're going to get into this, all right? Black men in this space, the first thing we did before there was a conversation about the women, the first thing we did was have a conversation about the fact that the most of us black men are not men, and that we have to go out and become the thing that we want to have reflected in our homes and our lives, not only from a relational standpoint, but from a confidence standpoint, from a health standpoint. We have to go out and learn the thing that we weren't able to learn because because most of our fathers who are supposed to be there to teach us this, and by the way, our fathers don't even know that either, our generation of fathers. To become a thing, to say the thing that is a thing. And now that black men are saying that thing that is a thing for black men, and we started talking now, a lot of us that are starting to improve, starting to become aware, starting to understand what we mean to our community and how important it is for us to grow a fucking backbone and not be afraid of our women. Now that we turn the conversation to our women, we get to really now start to understand just how undervalued, underestimated, and how marginalized black men actually are, not just in this country, but also on a micro level within our own family structure. We grew up thinking that us being marginalized or hearing our mothers talk about how crappy men are was just normal, because we didn't really understand that we didn't think they were talking about us specifically because we were their sons and daughters, we were their sons. But when you start to see that your mother co-signed some of the bullshit that the other fuck around women did, your mother was actually talking about you. And the fact that she did not give you game about the true nature of a woman and how women actually respond. And the fact that the way that she taught you how to engage with a woman would leave you unable to manage a relationship with a woman because it wasn't honest about what a woman needed or wanted. All right, everybody, listen. Let me remove this from the studio. That clip came from a stream that I did last week, but I chopped it up and made it put it out because of what I was talking about specifically. And I had no idea until last night how relevant what I was going to be saying that clip is going to be relevant to today's stream. Let me talk a little bit about our black men. I'm talking about black men, I would say right now, that are between adults. I'm going to label a black man, well, black man is legally an adult at 18, but I'm going to start with between 25 and my age, which is about 45 years old. So that's a good span of black men that I'm going to be talking about. Not only were we taught improperly, I don't want to say we were brainwashed, because how can you be brainwashed when the things and behaviors and mindsets and what you found to be the right thing to do was instilled from you from birth? And today is not going to be a knock on the single mothers, even though I'm going to reference single motherhood. The vast majority of black men right now between ages of 25 and 45 or 25 and 50, we were all raised, most of us, 80% of us were raised in single mother households. And so our mothers were the direct influence on our development. They were the direct influence on our sense of right and wrong. They were our direct influence on how we should act and move throughout this life. Our behavior patterns were established by our mothers. how we view the world was established through the eyes of our mothers. How we make our decisions and rationalize our decision making was done through the prism of our mothers. Most of us have our mother's way of thinking, assessing, and looking at situations. And I'm not going to call it a good or a bad thing, but what that has done for a large portion of men, it has removed a piece of manhood away from you, especially the piece to do critical thinking and critical analysis in the frame and in the mode that you're supposed to do. And because of this, so many of us make decisions that leave us potentially as the face of stupid. And we make decisions and we accept things that we accept situations, or we agree to situations that we would not probably normally accept or agree to if we had been given a separate set of tools. Let me be a little bit more specific. Black men between the ages of 25 and 45 or 50 are very comfortable with being led by our women. We are very comfortable with deferring to our women. We are very comfortable with letting our women make the decisions for us, for our families, and for our situations. We are very comfortable with being taken care of by our women. We, to a degree, do not find these things wrong or out of order or out of balance, because that's all we know. We don't know anything else, and we do not know that those things that we are okay with are things that we should not be okay with. And you got this group of men, and I'm being very general and I'm being very generic because not all of us fit into this category, but far too many of us do. I mean, it's more of us that fit into this category than we do not. How do you think you come up with the term simp? Because there's so many of us out here doing this, and we accept the leadership, the direction, the analysis of our ladies. And I'm not saying that our ladies at times do not provide sound, good analysis, or that they don't make sound, good decisions, because they do. But oftentimes we are, as Black men from 25 to 50, we are very comfortable with our women just presenting an option and us going okay with it. We're comfortable with it because that's all we've seen. All we know is female leadership, female decision-making, female incitement. That's female behavior, female rationale. That's all we know. And we take that as a man and we apply it to ourselves, and then we exercise it in the real world. But the problem with the real world is, at times, the fact that we defer to our training, our raising, our development, and we haven't, and the fact that we often do not accept that the way we think, analyze, and assess things is not the way that a man should be doing it. We will find ourselves in situations where we don't necessarily handle our business the right way, which also leads to frustration for our women, because our women are looking at us men and they're seeing a biological male, and in their mind that should mean something, but that should mean that they should act, think, move in a certain kind of way, in the way that a man should be. But here's the dirty little secret: even our women have no idea what actual manhood looks like, because they haven't seen it. They haven't been accustomed to it. They haven't interacted with it. Truth be told, our women, when they see actual male manhood in their men, our women rebel against it and will outright go to war against it because it's a threat to their power structure as being the head of the family, the head of the unit, the one that Black women in Black culture is everything. Nothing is to be, we should not offend, upset, or dishonor or talk ill of our Black women. And to do so is to find yourself excommunicated from Black women if you're not aligning with what they do. So our ladies, when they find or run up against actual male authority, especially that shares their reflection, they go to war, they become defiant, they rebel completely against it. They call them the simp. They call them controlling. I was called controlling today because I wanted my lady to behave in a certain way around certain situations. And she said, "You're just being controlling." And I said, "Yes." And I'm not going to feel bad because I want you as my representative to move a certain way and behave a certain way. Your behavior is a direct reflection of me. And then if you move a certain way and behave a certain way outside of the parameters that I have for what I think how we should move as a unit, then when you find yourself in a situation, you're going to expect me to come in and fix it or protect you. As a man, you cannot protect a woman that you do not have influence over. I'm not saying control, I said influence. If she doesn't defer to you and to your leadership, my God, it is that woman is unsafe for you in every aspect. Today, we're going to be talking about and we're going to be looking at a Black man who has who is the primary parent of a 9-year-old daughter. And this story is absolutely like mind-blowing. So I'm going to play the majority of the story uninterrupted. And I would like, for those of you that are in the chat, I would like for your feedback. Please give me feedback as this story is playing, because here's a spoiler alert. Here's a spoiler. I think the man in this story is an irresponsible father. And I want you guys to check out the story and see if I'm wrong. What's cracking, Messy Michon?
Deep Ellum man says everything he and his daughter owned was thrown in a dumpster after the management of his apartment building accidentally ordered maintenance to clean out his rental.
Yeah, it turns out apartment management had the wrong unit number, and now that man says that he is out tens of thousands of dollars.
Building management argues he never should have been living there to begin with. Consumer reporter Steve Noviello is on your side tonight.
Used to have a couch here, a TV stand with the TV.
After Johnny Abney spent years building a life.
This was my daughter's snack drawer.
For himself and his 9-year-old daughter.
It was a closet full of clothes.
This is all that's left of their stuff.
Everything gone.
Everything they own.
Clothing items, all my groceries. They cleared out my whole refrigerator full of groceries.
Is gone.
Well, we had a shower curtain here.
Not stolen.
I forgot, y'all. Give me a second. I forgot to start my countdown. Y'all know I got it because this is a coffee break, so I can't be here, for hours because we're on a coffee break. Hold on.
By order of the management at the Hamilton, the high-end mid-rise apartment building where Johnny and his daughter lived in the Deep Ellum neighborhood of Dallas.
They came to my door and cleaned everything out, from my daughter's clothes to my clothes to everything, from a toothbrush, bathing items. Like, they pretty much left me with nothing.
It's all in this police report Johnny filed when he returned home from work in late July to find his apartment door unlocked and the contents cleared out. According to the report's narrative, a leasing agent on site said there was a misunderstanding and maintenance accidentally cleared out Abney's unit instead of the unit next door.
All right, y'all, really quickly, because I'm going to let this roll. So this gentleman went to work, came home from work, and when he got into his apartment, it was empty. The high-rise, the maintenance crew, the high-rise went into his apartment, cleared out all of his stuff, threw it away, and essentially evicted him. But as the story just says, this was a yes, Mashawn. That's what they did, and this was a mistake. And this was apparently a mistake. They were supposed to evict the person next door to him. Spoiler alert, he's not a good father. But keep listening to the story. See if you guys disagree with me.
A tenant was being evicted. All of Johnny's belongings had been thrown in the dumpster hours earlier and had been picked over by the other residents. This is video Johnny took of his discarded stuff. He says his mattress had been urinated on.
Not only did they put my stuff out, they watched people take all my property all day.
Property management offered to get what they could from the trash and return it to Johnny's unit. Johnny said they even had that stained mattress professionally cleaned, but most of his and his daughter's stuff was gone for good.
This door is completely gone, and this one, they just completely broke it.
Much of what did make it back from the dumpster, he showed us, was damaged.
They told me that it was a mistake. They apologized. The first night, they were overly apologetic, like, let us know anything missing.
But that quickly took a turn.
Even though it was your stuff, it's her apartment. It's under her name. The contract is in her name and her name solely.
This is video Johnny recorded of a conversation he had with one of the leasing agents who was quick to point out the apartment in which he and his daughter lived was leased by his ex-girlfriend who had
Hold on a second. Did you guys catch it? Do I need to rewind it? I am going to back up a little bit and I'm going to play it for you again.
It's her.
This door is completely gone, and this one, they just completely broke it.
Much of what did make it back from the dumpster, he showed us, was damaged.
They told me that it was a mistake. They apologized. The first night, they were overly apologetic, like, let us know anything missing.
But that quickly took a turn.
Even though it was your stuff, it's her apartment. It's under her name. The contract is in her name and her name solely.
This is video Johnny recorded of a conversation he had with one of the leasing agents who
So, Father of the Year. This man received an outpouring of support and praises. I don't know if I got to that part of the story, and I'll play it. But this man, you know what? I'm gonna play it. Let me just play it so we can get through it. They evicted the wrong person, though. Yes, let's get through it, and then we're gonna cook this.
Was
shit.
Quick to point out the apartment in which he and his daughter lived was leased by his ex-girlfriend, who had since moved out of state. Johnny was subletting without permission, and even though these receipts provided to us by an attorney for the Hamilton show that Johnny paid the near $3,000 in rent each month, any direct discussion about making him whole was off the table.
We are binded by law. We cannot discuss anything with anybody that is not her.
According to this lawsuit Johnny has now filed against the property management company, they gave him 24 hours to fill out his own rental application or face eviction.
I've already lost property. Now you're trying to kick me off the property at short notice with no resolve.
Here's the eviction notice. It was posted on his door the next day.
Rent was paid in full. There was no reason to go into his apartment. There was no reason to throw anything away.
All right, y'all. I'm going to stop it right there. Listen. The initial response to this is like, they went to the wrong place. They threw out the wrong person stuff. They went into his apartment and they did all of this. The neighbors picked over his stuff. Somebody pissed on his damn mattress, and then they're gonna give him a 5-day notice to get out the next day. Let me tell you something. This man is not a victim. He is not a victim. And this is the problem with so many black men. We are too comfortable with moving in with our women. He moved in with his girl into her apartment, and then he paid her rent. And guess what she did when things broke down? She bounced on him. And then he continued to pay for the apartment. Listen, it's not like this brother don't have any money. He paid almost $3,000 a month for this apartment. The problem is this ninja got full custody of his 9-year-old, she's either 8 or 9 years old daughter. I think I put the link to this story in my description, I believe. This man is not a good father. Let me tell you why I don't believe this man is a good father. Is there anybody in the chat that think this man is a good father?
Hell no, to the no. Yeah.
I'll just answer for y'all. Hell no. Hell no. Lead, what do you think about this brother's decision-making? His decision-making abilities. What do you think about his decision-making abilities?
They are amazing.
Amazingly stupid. I tell all guys, do not move in with your woman. I don't give a damn what she says. I don't give a damn how she lays out the scenario. You do not go stay with another woman, especially if you are the primary parent for your child. If they were gonna cohabitate together, why in the hell could you not get on her lease? That's secondary. My main problem is, why in the world, as a man, don't you move your woman in with you? Because if you move her in with you into your place where your name is on the lease, on the deed, your light, gas, cable, water, sewer, trash, all of that is in your name. This situation that you found yourself in with your daughter would not have transpired. You did this to yourself. And this is the ramifications or the unintended consequences of our guys of my generation between 25 to 50 that are comfortable with just accepting some crap like this. If y'all in a relationship together and y'all want to get together and y'all want to get up under the same roof, that woman needs to come to you. Because every time you move in with a woman, you put yourself at risk of being homeless. Bruh, you're homeless. I'm not going to play the rest of the story because it says at the end of the story, him and his daughter are not living on his auntie's couch. And it's not like he can't afford his own place if he's in Dallas paying damn near $3,000 a month for a luxury apartment. Why was it so important to you, bruh, that you, yes, you, why was it so important to you to move in with her, to put your daughter, her shelter at risk? All your daughter's toys, all her memories, all her clothes, everything that little girls like, Barbie dolls, devices, games, it's all gone because you were the face of stupid. I'm tired of our men walking around here and being idly stupid. This was not a good idea on no level. And I just only can assume, because now he's moved in with his auntie. You ain't moved in with his dad. I'm assuming he's a product of, like most of us, no pops around, no relation with the pops, no relationship with any strong male authority that would have told him, yo, bro, you don't do this. Y'all want to live together, man, you move that girl in with you. Because women, man, you move in with a woman, you don't know what the hell gonna happen every morning you wake up with her. You don't know if that's y'all could have had, mind-blowing cake pounding the night before. She wake up that next morning and tell you to get your stuff and get out of her house. This woman didn't think enough of him to put him and his daughter on her lease. She just moved him in because guess what he was doing? He was busting down that rent. And when she got tired of him or tired of the relationship, guess what she did? She bounced. And even with her bouncing, she still did not make provisions that gave him the legal authority to be there. So I see everybody in the chat talking about that they're suing. This is a contract dispute. The original lease states that there is no subletting. He can sue all the hell he wants to. He doesn't have legal ground, allegedly. He has to go look for an attorney. I don't know. To me, for contract law, now I believe the apartment complex can probably sue the girl because she's the leaseholder. He's not. What the hell are we doing? And this might be one story that made the news. How many black men are putting themselves in very stupid positions by running into these women's homes? I don't understand if you dating a woman, I don't understand you spending the night at her house. You don't know what kind of crap is going on with this woman. I do not spend nights at a woman's house. I got 4 bedrooms. I don't need to. You bring your ass over here because I know what's going on over here. I know what may or may not come knocking on that door. I know. And I know I'm not so fickle as to wake up the next morning and want to throw you out unless you did something pretty bad. This is insanity. This is insanity. Let's see what the rest of the story got to say. I cannot believe this, bro. Hey, those in the chat, am I off on this one?
Friedman is Johnny's attorney. He says the issue of who was on the lease is irrelevant.
The apartment building, they didn't know when they threw all that stuff away whose stuff it was, whether it was the person on the lease or his.
And adds Johnny chose not to fill out the application or pay the fee required for one very simple reason.
He chose not to because he said, I want to resolve the situation with my property that you threw away before I decide if I'm going to stay in this building.
An attorney for the Hamilton, who would not speak to us on camera but did communicate by phone and email, said on behalf of the building, even if Johnny did fill out the rental application, he would have been denied because he already violated the lease terms as an unauthorized occupant.
With me losing all my property, like that's the last thing on my mind.
According to the lawsuit, the Hamilton also alleged there was counterfeit money pulled from Johnny's things. Another reason they say he would not be welcome to stay. We asked them to provide a police report, photos, or video, any evidence at all. They provided none.
They left me without underwear, toothpaste, everything.
Back at Johnny's, among the discarded pile of trashed school supplies with which his daughter was supposed to start the 5th grade, we found our own. This play money, clearly marked as copy, right next to what's left of his daughter's bed.
We sent a list of questions to the Hamilton via their attorney. They all went unanswered. They would not sit down with us for an on-camera interview. They did say that they asked Johnny for a list of what was missing from his refrigerator so that they could establish a value for reimbursement. Johnny says that actually never happened. He and his daughter moved out just a few days after we met him. They are now staying with family temporarily.
This is insane. I know our initial emotion is to sympathize with this brother because of what happened, especially because he has a little girl that he's taking care of. But he did not do the thing that I talked about at the beginning. He did not take care of his business. He did not take care of business. He did not have his business tight. He did not have it locked down. He did not have it squared away or secured. Even if it was within, even if at the bare minimum, he was an authorized leasee on the lease that she added him to the lease. At least he had grounds to then go after them for the mistaken eviction. But I don't believe, and I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to play one like the lead attorney. I don't play one. But how do you sue somebody when you were not even authorized to be there? You're not supposed to be there. You have no legal right to be there. You are essentially a squatter. I mean, you are a paying squatter, but you are a squatter nonetheless. This should serve as a wake-up call to any brother out here. Get your stuff in order. Be tight with your stuff. Do not allow your woman, a woman that you with, to talk you into some nonsense like this. The only woman that you either move her into your place or you guys go get married and go get your own together. Either way, you do not provide, you do not give up your place to stay, especially if you have the resources. It's not like this man did not have the resources. He was paying almost $3,000 a month. Month over month over month over month over month. It's not like this man don't have the resources to have his own. He just thought it was a good idea to take his daughter and put her at risk by him not taking care of his business. He put his daughter at risk. He went coochie chasing and put his daughter at risk. I'm not going to call him a bad father. I know I did say that, but the man was incredibly irresponsible. This is my take on this. This is the unintended consequence of not taking care of your business. This is the unintended consequence of you thinking that I'm just assuming his woman proposed this, was a good idea, and just very cavalier about accepting something, and you just go, oh, okay, we are, and black men, we all have that ability to be like that because we are accustomed to just deferring to our women. Oh, okay, that sounds cool. Because we don't know any better. Almost all of us weren't around men who made decisions, men who analyzed, men who had foresight. Most of us did not have the fortune to be involved in that. Some of us don't have the men to go, hey, my girl want me to move in, give up my spot and move in. And the guy go, oh, no. What were your homeboys? Were all your homeboys were like, yeah, this is a good idea? Where were they at? Do you have any homeboys? You got any friends? You got any friends that be like, did anybody advise you not to do this? As Messy Michon says, on this topic, that's all I got to say. That's it. That's all. This was a bit crazy for me. I don't feel bad for the man. I feel bad for the girl, the little girl, because she's been displaced, all because of a decision that her father made. And he did not make a good one. It was very irresponsible of him. Hopefully his story, and I guarantee you it's not being told right. They presented the story to make him look like he's a victim. This man is not a victim. He is not a victim. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like this man is a victim. If you want to call anybody a victim, you call his daughter a victim. Because she has to deal with the consequences of her father not having any foresight or not completing the business aspect of securing a place to stay. Even if he would have had the business taken care of, at least they wouldn't have thrown him out. Yeah, he might have had to start all over and all this, that, and then the story would have been more easily for a guy like me to swallow than to sit here to know that this man did something, made a decision that was not smart. I have a hard time believing that this man did not have any other options but to move in with her. Especially if he can afford to pay nearly, they didn't say exactly what it was, they just kept saying nearly $3,000 a month in rent. Black men, if you haven't gotten on the train to learning, get on the train to learning. Even if you're older, 40, 45, 50, let's start making better decisions. Let's start learning what true leadership is. How we're going to be able to hold our women accountable if our women are leading us and they're leading us into situations that put us in bad situations. This woman didn't care nothing about his daughter or what happened to his daughter. I wonder if he was able to live out the lease term if she would have gave him the security deposit, or she would have taken the security deposit after he paid her rent for a year, for a lease term. Good Lord. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never knew.
Come on, brother.
Looking for my ball. You
do better, go learn better.
I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can do. Can't even get lost. I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold. I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play